Hello, Summoners. This is Yonks with Disney Arena Pro, and it's been a very fun 11 days here that the Queen's Clash has been underway. So I posed the question of asking for help. So real quick, let's see we've got a couple people watching the stream night right now. So would love to hear who we've got here. Just comment on the YouTube stream. And more importantly, we're going to be unlocking Zurg. Well, not unlocking. I'm still, again, wiping tears from my eyes. I lost some video footage on that from day 5. But anyway, now we are going to promote Zurg. So I asked the question of what would be the best path forward for unlocking Zurg. So real quick, let's take a look at where we are at with Emperor Zurg. And I'm going to just filter on downtown villains here. And we've got 63 of 85. I would be very, very sad if had to end the Queen's Clash event. And to take a look at where we are at on the Queen's Clash event real quick, we've got 2,500 heart coins. We've really depleted the available pool, like looking here at Chapter 5, complete, Chapter 4, complete, and then over here, Chapter 3, we've got several thousand heart coins. So I fortunately have a very supportive wife, very blessed in that regard, and had the conversation with her here. She was out running around doing some grocery running or something like that while I'm here running our in-game clubs, Club Conquest, making some content, having fun playing the game. And I don't know if she actually watched the video, but definitely got her in the loop on the conversation as far as what it would look like to get Emperor Zurg upgraded to 6 stars. So that being said, I've been following the strategy of doing the daily deal, and I'm going to scroll here. We've got the Onward event, Path of Peril currently underway. And I was doing this right here, this $5 daily deal. And as you can see, I bought that earlier today. Anybody that watched the video earlier today, part 1 of 2 here on day 11, I did that. But I still came up short. As you saw there, I've currently got, let's go back to Emperor Zurg real quick. I'm currently at 63 of 85 on getting Zurg unlocked. So one of the options, going back to trying to see what would make the most sense to accomplish the desired goal. So I really needed, and going back to looking at the event, in order to really obtain some additional progress forward in the event, I need 5 6-star downtown villains going forward. And as you can see here, I don't even have a 6th one besides Zurg even unlocked. So that being said, I was like, what do I got to do to get Zurg to 6 stars? So that's one of the questions. The other question is, what can we do on the ability runes? So like right now, we have enough ability runes to get his passive, Massive Ion Blast, upgraded to level 2. And I think that will, besides the tier 6 upgrade here, that will get Emperor Zurg maxed out on the ability upgrades. So he's got the passive here, and he's got the other one at tier 6, but it's going to be a couple days or a week before I'm at level 50 anyway to do the tier upgrades to tier 6. So what I've seen here on this passive ability, and Zurg really shines in a PvP scenario. He's super solid in PvE as well, but he's most fun in a PvP situation. So anyway, that being said, going back to what our options are, and before we talk about the ability rune upgrades, I'm actually going to do a PvP battle. I haven't done a whole lot of actual game time with Emperor Zurg. So let's go ahead and look at the store before we go into an actual battle scenario, what our options are. So I made the comment on the video that I did earlier today. I don't really like how Glue has no option for getting heart coins. So that's one of the best ways to obtain a combination of Zurg tokens as well as downtown villains. So looking at the heart chest here, let's see what the heart chest contents give us for those that may not be familiar. So it's a pretty solid amount of good variety of stuff that you get. I mean, Zurg tokens are the most important thing there, obviously. And for those that don't have their downtown villains max, you can see here that you get a good amount of, you get 5 character tokens for downtown villains, and you also get some ability runes and some T4 extracts that are quite usable. But most importantly, you get the Zurg tokens. So anyway, heart coins is one option. And based upon what I've seen, I opened up, I think 13 or 14 at, I think that was day 4. I did a live stream a week ago today where I opened up, I think 12, 13, 14 chests, heart coin chests. And in that, I believe I obtained 44 Zurg tokens. And right now, I need exactly half of that, 22. And then also, so I don't know, it would probably be a very big stretch to get Zurg promoted to 6 stars with the $20 deal here on heart coins. And then you bounce up to 120. Could definitely get Zurg opened up here with the $50 heart coins pack. But then that would leave me with a 6-star Zurg. And when you start thinking about, well, 6-star Zurg versus a 7-star Zurg, and we've got the bonus here or the limited time offer where I can, for $100, go in and I need 22 plus 100. So this deal is looking like the best situation for me, and it'll put me over. If I had known that I was going to be where I was at here today, I probably would have done this deal a couple days ago, but I was really hoping to be a little bit closer than where I was at doing that $5 daily deal. That being said, let's look at what we get here. So 100% chance. The nice thing that I like about the bundles that are guaranteed is that there's not any random element here. So I know for sure what I'm going to get. And by getting this pack or this bundle, I will get my Emperor Zurg upgraded to 7 stars. So that being said, I'm going to give a thank you to Mrs. Yonks for giving me a green light and letting me go all in on Emperor Zurg to get Emperor Zurg upgraded. So before I do that, let me show you what my character roster looks like and how big of a deal this is for me with where I'm at. So right now, from a promotion level, Big Bad Wolf, which is one of my newer characters, ironically, is the closest to get promoted to 7 stars. I've been following more of a balanced approach as far as upgrading my characters, and that's largely because it's allowed me to obtain maximum progression through various event cycles. So, and I don't know if I'll be able to make additional progress through the upcoming event here, but this is just one more reason why I'm advocating to new players invest heavily in downtown villains early often. As you get to even where I'm at level 47, and let me just show you real quick here my player profile. Currently been pretty easily staying in top 50 for a while. Not super spectacular on my PvP ranking, and that's largely because I haven't spent a lot of money on this game. Although made probably more than most. but definitely not in the whale category. I'm probably more of like a dolphin, maybe dolphin whale, and maybe go up a little bit here with this spend on Zurg. That being said, let's go ahead and do this purchase. I'm a little torn here, so I'm gonna ask the audience real quick. Should I do a PvP match with where Zurg is at before or after I go get this bundle? I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that. Definitely going to fire Zurg up and give him a couple rounds here on the PvP scene. So let's go ahead. It'll refresh my memory where I'm at, and not seeing any comments. And I know that I've got a little bit of delay from me talking to what shows up here on the live stream. But that being said, let's go ahead and do a PvP battle with our current team and primarily using right now. Nothing spectacular. The most interesting character that I have is definitely Emperor Zurg. The spells that I have, I love using Foul Play and the Claw. But let's go ahead and get this battle underway here. All right, and we'll be interested to see here if I can best this team. This is an interesting team comp on my opponent, and see if we can get slowed down here with these mad hops. I don't know if that was enough to drop him down, and it was, interestingly enough. And I don't know if we'll be able to get him blasted down here, but we're going to give it a good shot. So this is one of the marquee attacks, and I don't know if that was good or not. That actually boosted Hades' damage output there, but either way, let's go ahead and drop the Claw here on Hades and see if we can get him close to taking out. And I'm actually going to throw stun over here on, and then we're going to have here with the Big Bad Wolf, and that should be so this is me going up. I've been pretty consistently able to beat teams with a little bit higher deck power than I'm using, because that's a pretty strong offense. And he has a very upgraded light here, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Sean Yu in on some action when I circle back around or not. No, he's already dead. So that being said, it would have been nice to have a little more action on Sean Yu, but didn't know. So how we are looking at and at this stage of game, I think Ariel is largely not effective from my standpoint. These characters are outputting entirely too much damage to be noteworthy. So we're going to do a on here, and hopefully we'll have enough to bite Ariel's head off there. So she's close to dead, and we'll see if we can finish that off here with this next go around. So got some upgraded Thunderbolt stack, so it's gonna be pretty close as far as our ability to get this team vested here. So we'll see when his Mordu's rage, there's some ancient rage that I was just talking about. And that's one of the upgrades that I still need to do on Big Bad Wolf, because I still don't have his basic upgrade yet. So in factoring in the thought here while match done is, do I have enough ability room? So one of the things that is factoring in my decision on whether I should do the upgrade on Emperor Zurg is I'm getting close to hitting level 50, and hopefully this will not kill me. Sully's got a lot of hit points, so it's questionable here if I'm going to be able to take out, especially with this Thunder Mountain Boom. A lot of that will depend on where my spells end up here. So has enough attack power to take me out. Oh, there you go. So, and still got to do some more upgrades on my team. You know, like that's one of the things. You don't win every PvP battle. It'll be a lot better. You'll be able to a lot more viability. That's the biggest benefit that you get with the star promotion, is that your characters have a lot more health. So that being said, let's go ahead and get the Emperor Zurg bundle knocked out. So let's see, I got a little feedback. I'm going to turn up the gain on the mic and move it a little closer there. So let me know. I saw a comment there. Thank you, Jonathan, for the feedback, adjusting the mic, working with the new setup here. So thank you for being patient with me. All right, Emperor Zurg, let's get this show on the road. And if you've seen any of my videos or in my club, you know that I'm a huge screenshot junkie, have a unquestionable amount of screenshots, and that's one of the things that I like doing here, especially when I'm completing a purchase. It gives me a nice frame of reference so that I can get, so that I can just track my spins. Oh, maybe let's see. I might have to update my payment information here. Ha ha ha. Or not. So second time was a try. I'm glad that I didn't have to figure something else out on the live stream. I might have had to call in Mrs. Yonks for some assistance on that. All right, so Emperor Zurg, we've now got the bundle. So let's get the bundle opened up. So I'm going to go through and click this just so that I get a little bit more satisfaction opening up some goods here on the live stream, especially since that was such a large spin. And let's start off here. It's always nice seeing the bigger one. So I just noticed that Alex was asking what's happened here. So you haven't missed a whole lot. So I'm actually now getting upgraded to that. So I only ran over 3 tokens on this and a few extra on the heart coin. So I probably, with the daily spin that I did, 15,000. So it's probably $15 extra that I spent doing the daily deal leading up to this. And again, this was an unexpected green light from Mrs. Yonks to get Emperor Zurg upgraded to 7 stars. So this was actually my first 7-star character, so super excited about that. And let's go ahead and get him upgraded here in our roster. So fortunately, I've got enough gold. So this will actually show you how important it is to be very stingy on gold. So I'm actually going to pause momentarily to talk about that, show you my character page here. I probably even have some characters that I haven't even upgraded, like Ariel here is one that I've got. Buzz, this will be a character that I may not even upgrade to 6 stars, because right now Buzz Lightyear, as you can see, does not have any ability upgrades. So Buzz Lightyear is one that's largely sitting on the shelf. I did spend, I think, about $1 bill on the Toy Story event. Let me just show you my Toy Story characters. This is actually one of the things that I'm super excited, especially now with Emperor Zurg at 7 stars, to dust off my Toy Story collection. Bo Peep, here's a good example. I haven't even unlocked Bo Peep, even though that, again, I spent a good chunk of change just because it wasn't a viable team for me. And I've been pretty ability room starved. So when I'm really asking for some guidance on whether I should do the ability rune spin, here's some additional background information about how ability rune starved I am. So you saw Buzz Lightyear, almost 6 stars there, that has no ability runes. Here's another one of my characters, Jasmine. And I've currently been prioritizing Aladdin over, or Mickey over Aladdin. And looking at Jasmine, Jasmine's a solid character to throw in the mix, and another character that I don't have any ability runes spent on. So anyway, let's go back to Zurg. The exciting thing that you're all here for is getting Zurg promoted. So 500,000 coins to get Zurg upgraded to a... So before we do that, let's actually take a look at his stats, because I always like doing a kind of a before. I'll add this to my screenshot collection here. Zurg at level 47, power 446, and his stats here at a 5-star Emperor Zurg. So one of the other upgrades, and I don't know, those of you that probably noticed, I do have a gear slot ready to socket here for Emperor Zurg, and we'll do that after we do all of these upgrades here for Emperor Zurg from 5-star to 6-star, and you can see what you get on a health boost, 2,000 health. So that's just doing some rough math on the top of my head. That's like a 20-25% health boost. The stats go up substantially on offense as well. 115 on that, so that's another boost. And again, it's not as good as upgrading from like tier 5 to tier 6. So gear is still more important than star levels, but everything adds up to make for a very powerful character. So going here to the gold, this is why that you want to conserve the gold. Oh, so the audio, yeah, let me do that. Is that too loud? Sorry about that. So I just turned off the audio on my phone. It sounded like it was coming in a little loud there. So thank you for that feedback, Alex. Appreciate that. So now we're going all in on Zurg. 7-star promotion. Super excited. Feel really good about the culmination of this event. And it'll be interesting to see. There's I was watching Cubs fan Han's video the other day where he was expressing potential concern about the free-to-play player being able to unlock this character. And I will also be doing some coverage under from the perspective of Mrs. Yonks. And I don't know if you caught that here, but whenever you promote a character, and this is one of the things that I don't like about the summoner score metric, is that it's heavily weighted to unlocking and promoting characters. So on this here, when we upgraded Zurg from 5 stars to 6 stars, and then to 6 stars to 7 stars, we went from 6,000 health to 10,000 health. So this is my first 7-star max character. Super, super excited about that. And you guys are going to get to see the initial unveiling of my 7-star Zurg in action. My deck power previously was 2252. Let's see what that looks like here after we've got Emperor Zurg upgraded. And before we even get him in action, we've got one more upgrade that we can do right here. That's one of the things that I was able to get ready from or do some farming on from my video earlier this morning to this afternoon, as I was able to get this pretty easy. I'm still working on this upgrade here as far as getting some additional mats. This is the one that I'm most excited about for the speed boost, but I still need some more gear on that. But let's go ahead and socket this for now and give us more offense to pew, pew, pew. And Emperor Zurg, I think, is the king of the pew, pew, pew. So let's do some of that action here real quick. And I'm going to take a look here at Sorcerer's tournament. Might even be able to jump. So that increased my deck power from 2252 to 2339. And let's see, I've been pretty successfully popping into the top 20. I don't know if I'm going to go through that grind with you all here on the live stream, because it involves watching some videos and kind of boring. So anyway, Emperor Zurg, 7-starred. I haven't seen the tab here. So those of you that are curious that don't have any characters, going in here to the exchange and looking at the tab, this is the first time that I have actually had access to this tab. So basically, this tab here is a way that you can exchange your tokens when you've maxed out a character for other characters. So again, I don't have enough currency. Zurg is my first 7-star character. So before I go to the pew pew pew, one of the other things that we got was the 50,000 heart coins. So let's go ahead and open up those chests here while we are talking about that before I forget. I'm going to take a look here at YouTube, make sure that I'm caught up on there. And it looks like I'm caught up on the YouTube comments. So if you got any questions here, if you want to see anything about Emperor Zurg, so again, we're still debating on whether it makes sense to do the Emperor Zurg. So I'm going to put this back out there for thought while we're opening up those heart chests. Oh, I got to get a screenshot of my max character. This is the first screenshot of a max character in my character collection. So Zurg, his passive Ion Blast, and I've just marginally got enough ability runes to do that, especially when you're factoring in, like looking at another one of my main characters, Big Bad Wolf and Sorcerer Mickey both have ability upgrades. I haven't, like I said, I haven't even done the basic upgrade on Big Bad Wolf. So anyway, enough of that. Let's keep that in thoughts. Definitely love some feedback, and it'll be even more relevant when you see his pew 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 in action. So what I've seen, his passive ability, he starts off with that ability at full. So I don't think that Zurg has enough survivability in PvP where he'll play enough rounds where I'm at right now to do that. Anyway, let's open up these heart chests before I forget, because I want to open these up before the event cycle, because that will affect my farming from now till the next event cycle, as far as I need to get my downtown villains up to 6-star. So let's see how we're going to end up on this. And I'm going to just do the skip all here. So there's more of the character token exchange. So that was 3 character tokens on Zurg that we got. Jangles, not somebody that I'm excited about at all. Not going to prioritize farming him to get him up to 5 or 6 stars. So 3 more. So we've been really lucky. The average is 2. And before I open up any more chests, more jangles. So I don't know how it seems. It seems when I get on a little streak on opening up characters, and I don't know if anybody else that's opened up a good amount of heart coins has seen that. I know Ema94, he's currently in YouTube chat. I don't know if he's still on with us, but he was talking about how he went on a roll with Pete, where it was almost like a no-brainer to get Pete promoted. So one of the things I'm going to show you, because I didn't look at that earlier, on the drop rate, you can always click on the little eye on these loot boxes to see what your drop rate is. And on Emperor Zurg, the drop rate is that you'll most commonly see is 2 tokens. You've already seen some good luck. So everybody that's watching the live stream right now, you're bringing me good luck. So thank you for that. Although that's just getting exchanged to the token exchange right now. But either way, I'm going to create a summary video to summarize everything that I've experienced here from the Queen's Clash event and provide a nice summary as far as what my drop rate I've personally experienced with some hard numbers as far as the ability tokens, how many tokens I got from each of the downtown villains and stuff like that, just to kind of add to the pool of the numbers. So let's see what we got on this chest. So there's your most common one. So and you can see here the way that the token exchange works. Token shop tokens is it gives you 10 for every one that you get on a maxed character. So on here we had 2 Zurg tokens. That translates to 20 in the character shop. So Randall Boggs is actually a character that if I hadn't gotten Emperor Zurg up to 6 or 7 stars, is one that I would have prioritized getting up to. I'm expecting a Monsters Inc. event here sometime within the next month to 6 months. Not sure if that's on the roadmap, but Monsters Inc. is definitely a solid Disney Pixar franchise. So getting back to opening up the heart chest, All right, another 2. So we did 3, 3, 2, 2, and we've got one more Randall Boggs. And I'm going to go ahead and open up this last one. It'll be interesting to see if it's more Randall Boggs, but that's one of the things that's been kind of interesting. So more jangles, not necessarily excited about that. Let's go ahead and see where that ended up this run and make sure that we've got all of our events done. So that leaves me with 551,000. So what I'm going to do for this next one, and the priority is going to go down a little bit. The one reason that I want to continue to make progress in this event, even though that I've maxed Zurg, is over here. And looking at the drop over here, you get tier 6 drops. So being able to effectively farm these in an event cycle makes it a lot easier to obtain gear progression, because getting these higher gear is very difficult. Anybody that's grinding out gear for tier 5 to tier 6, it's not easy going from tier 4 to tier 5, but it's increasingly difficult from 5 to 6, and even more so from 6 to tier 7. So looking at the requirements for these events, I will need, in order to make progress on chapter 6, I will need a full downtown villains team at 6 stars. So I'm a good way there, and let's take a look at my downtown villains collection now to see where we're at on that. And then we'll get to some pew 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 action with Emperor Zurg at 7 stars, well on his way, almost fully upgraded to where I can at level 47, just have one more socket that I can put in place. So it won't be too difficult to get my downtown villains team up to a 6 star. Currently working on maxing Big Bad Wolf, and then I'll work on maxing Dr. Facilier. Syndrome and Demona don't really get any playtime with the teams that I have. All right, let's do the pew 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 now. That's probably something that you all are wanting to see what Zurg looks like in action. So hopefully we'll be able to get a nice buff steal here. I remember Ema, and I'm pretty sure that he's got Zurg upgraded to tier 6 already. So I'm excited to see some of those big numbers when I get Zurg upgraded to tier 6. He will definitely be my highest priority now that he's maxed at 7 star to get promoted. So that again raised my deck power from 2252 to 2339, and we will let her rip here on this other team. So going through the motions here, and let's see, we're going to throw some mops over here at Emperor Zurg to see if we can get Emperor Zurg's turn skipped. And didn't get enough crits on that, and Mickey is already down. So that's a little discouraging, but at least he didn't take out Shan Yu on that. So with this, I always like dropping the claw, especially with Aladdin and his evasion. That's one of my favorite things about the claw spell. And right now, let's do foul play on this first row. We should be able to take out with Zurg's vision, take out Shan Yu on this attack, and we'll see what this pew pew does there. 3889. And with where we're at here, I'm going to actually start targeting Dr. Facilier to avoid some of these heals, because what we've got Mordu coming up here, and I'm going to drop Mordu's stun on Big Bad Wolf, which is the next character in the rotation there that is for fight. So we'll huff and puff. That maybe will be enough to take out Dr. Facilier, which it was. Get some headbutt action here from Shan Yu. Should take out Aladdin, and we should have a fairly easy victory here, being a couple hundred above deck power against this opponent. So what do you think? Should I do another round here? Couple more rounds with some pew 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 from Zurg. I'd love to hear your comments. We could do a couple battles on this. And still thinking about on the so there, I don't think that it would have had enough, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to his passive refill, if that would have even came into play there. But one of the things that I've seen is that Zurg doesn't normally survive long enough, and that may change here with him being at 7 stars. So one of the things with me being at gold 1, I'm going to make a push here during season 3 PvP to get bumped up to platinum 3, I believe, is the platinum tier from gold 1 that I'll hopefully be at. So it looks like we've got a little more of a stronger team that we're fighting here, and going to throw the swirl pool. So what I'm hoping will happen here with this play is I'm hoping that we can, well, and being able to see Emperor Zurg go, this is going to actually unfold very nicely. So we're going to be able to steal with foul play Shan Yu's buff here. And with that, we should be able to take out Mickey. And then we're going to single target. I'm going to go with Aladdin to get some of the spillage on Big Bad Wolf. And so we took out both Aladdin and Big Bad Wolf with that target there. Peanut Pummel, not a fan of. At least it's not an upgraded Peanut Pummel with the team makeup that I have right now, and he's also rocking the hammer. So that's another frustrating one as well. Let's see what we can do. I don't know if we'll be able to hit hard enough with the being blinded. Nope, got a complete evade there on Peanut Pummel. So this is going to hurt whoever Shan Yu attacks with the guaranteed crit. So see, and that's where he did a super strong attack, and that's where my upgraded Zurg was able to defend the attack. My 5-star Zurg would have been dead, and I probably should have taunted there with Mordu with the Peanut Pummel being in place. So that was, but either way, we've got plenty of margin in this particular encounter to. So that would have been a slightly better move, but nonetheless, let's drop the brooms here. Oh, and I waited too long on that attack. So either way, this guy will be dead here with this next attack. Yeah, I was just looking at Emon94's comments there. I know that he's been really, we had some voice conversation in our club chat earlier, and he was very much enjoying his pew 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 action on Emperor Zurg as well. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. Let's do one more PvP fight. So big fan of Emperor Zurg. Those that are wondering if Emperor Zurg is worth it, it's absolutely worth it. Highly recommend Downtown Villains. And I would have actually, with what I know now about Downtown Villains, I probably would have prioritized farming them higher than I did just to get some additional progression on the gold event that's getting ready to be underway here coming up soon. So this team here is going all out, and hopefully they won't be able to take Emperor Zurg out before he gets some pew 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 action. Will be not quite as fun here. And we'll see if Jasmine has enough horsepower to do that. Okay, so that was a mistake. So on that, if I was this team, I would have used Jasmine's swift kick or whatever it's called to try to take Zurg down. So they really lost some potential because Zurg is just going to unleash and annihilate their team right now functionally. So we're going to take out Shan Yu, and then we're going to switch to the pew 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 action, 6282. No bonus. That's just a flat up Zurg vision there that's not even upgraded. It gets to be upgraded with ability runes. And Zurg is the dash eliminator. If you are finding struggles with Zurg, he's your, or with dash, he is the absolute counter to dash and the speed ability. So all in all, this was a pretty easy fight. Like I said, I would have made a different decision if I was them, and it's still questionable if they would have been able to take out 7-star Zurgs. Just depends on how well that they've got Jasmine upgraded. So enough rattling here while we're going through the PvP. If you're watching this later, definitely prioritize getting your Downtown Villains up. And just to bounce over here to that event one more time, like I said, I'm going to do a summary video to put a nice bow tie on the Emperor Zurg event. But it's definitely worth, if you're looking to go through the Queen's Clash for the first time, focus on getting your downtown villains up to 5-star. 5 downtown villains at 5-star. You'll be able to make solid progress in the Queen's Clash event. And don't have the expectation that you'll actually be able to unlock Zurg through your first event unless you open up your wallet. And I'm still kind of trying to keep my ears on the ground. I don't know if I know of anybody that entered the event with a 5-star team. I'm going to kind of reach out to the community at large, make a Reddit post and stuff like that to get some feedback from the community if they were actually able to unlock Zurg with a 5-star downtown villains team. The other event where you need, and we talked briefly about gold, you saw how expensive it was here to get the downtown villains upgraded. So Scrooge's Money Bin Heist, I had to drop 1.5 million gold to get Zurg upgraded. So another spoiler here. Let me talk about the Scrooge's Money Bin Heist. So here's another one where having a team of 5 downtown villains would come into play. With 5 downtown villains, you would be able to make progress. Like the last time that this event came through town, it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was only able to make progress on the first one. So now with my downtown villains where they're at, and it looks like in order to make progress on chapter 6, I need more 6-star characters. So I don't have enough to even do that. So on Scrooge's Money Bin Heist here, and you can look and see what the spoils are. I mean, there's a big difference here, 70,000 to 110 versus 160 to 200. So I'm curious to see what progress as far as gold difference that I'll be able to make with the team. So invest in those downtown villains teams early on. As far as making a general recommendation here, there's 2 Kingdom team starter characters that I would recommend: Aladdin and Mickey, and then your downtown villains. Start off with Syndrome, Demona, and then when Big Bad Wolf is available, go all in on Big Bad Wolf. He's been having hella fun playing Big Bad Wolf, and anybody that's got Big Bad Wolf will speak loudly of how viable he is as well. He's one of the easiest characters that you can farm early on that will be very viable. So Ema commented there, I saw it pop up on my monitor talking about the Towers of Endurance. One of the reasons that focusing on downtown villains early on is that you'll be able to make progress through Tower 2. I've already beat Tower 2, and then they also come into play some in Tower 3, as well as the other towers as well. So getting your downtown villains team at 5-star or better, highly recommend it. It's worth the investment that you'll make early on. And to kind of buck the trend a little bit, I've been working with Mrs. Yonks, the free-to-play player account, and I don't have any footage of that to show right now, but she's focused on downtown villains early on. It's paying very well as a free-to-play player. She hit level 10 on April 22nd, and she actually got a couple times here within the last week a top 20 in Sorcerer's tournament. And a lot of that has to do with being in a solid club, having good club currency, but then just racing up the Sorcerer's tournament ladder. Not going to talk about that here. That's a separate piece of content altogether. But to put a bow tie on this live stream here tonight, and I'm going to open it up here real quick if there's any questions to those that are watching. Appreciate everybody that tuned in here. Make sure that you subscribe to Disney Arena Pro. If you've been hearing about any of our game side chats that we've been doing, really enjoyed hanging out with Unstable Gamer last night. Got a planned live stream game side chat coming up with the crew over at the Sigma cluster of clubs. Going to be co-hosting that with Mint Choco Chip. I don't even have the live stream created yet, but I'll add that here at the bottom. But most importantly, subscribe here to Disney Arena Pro. Totally focused on putting out some amazing content. Hopefully within the next week or two, I'll get the live streaming stuff really dialed in, trying out some new software, trying trying to figure out the game side chat piece with having the multiple people on that. It's a little bit more challenging using Zoom here tonight. But anyway, thank you for everybody hanging out. Super excited with what we've got going on at Disney Arena Pro. I'll have a link to the Discord. That's really where most of the fun conversation happens, and super excited about building out this next-gen gaming community surrounding Disney Sorcerer's Arena. I haven't been this excited in a game myself in over a decade. Kind of limit my exposure to gaming because I have an addictive personality and I'm totally addicted to this game. Love it and appreciate everybody here tonight. And again, Yonks, and until next time, folks.